Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's pull some cards and see what's coming up for you. If this is not your story, don't make it fit, but if it resonates, then there's something in here for you. These are timeless messages, so whenever you receive this, yeah, it'll be the right time. Okay, Queen of Swords, confidence, courageousness, bravery, um, and speaking directly. This is about speaking directly, clear communication. So let's see what comes up to go with that. All right, here. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you are the head of your household, whoever I'm talking to. And there is, like, a need to be direct with your family members at this time. Or to have, like, a conversation needs to be had. That's too many. Yeah, this is a large family, and it has to do, like, with your, abundance. You have, or like in a way how you are, spending your finances, the bills and the budget of the household. This is what's coming up. The Queen of Swords, she's very like logical, and you may be the one that's doing the budget, and you're like, it's not adding up, right? And so there's a need to like to show restraint within the budget of the family household. So like that can be a difficult conversation to have, because not everybody wants to hear about how they should spend less, or cut back on subscriptions, or the type of groceries that you're buying, or there's definitely something coming up here. So you have the Seven of Swords in reverse, and I've been pulling this a lot today, and it's like you can't be deceived. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious here with the Queen of Swords. You can't be deceived, and like been giving back to the situation. You've been like, providing for everybody, and like you haven't been receiving, enough in return. And what I'm talking about is like, even if this is your children, or your partner's out of work right now, they can be doing things around the house to give back, to show you how much they appreciate all that's being provided too. And I'm also getting that it won't always be like this. Oh, there was one more. Oh, the moon. So yeah, it's like having a look, like deep within, or deep into the family budget, to see like what's not working, and like where we have to cut back on expenditures, and about like deciding what is most important. So like you are having the intuition that like you need to be saving and budgeting, and it's like actually coming up in your dreams. Like it's kind of giving you worry and anxiety dreams. You're very apprehensive about like how you're going to make things stretch at this time. Um, yeah, and like your instincts are telling you that this is the right thing to do at this time. So it's like having to go deep and just be like honest about, like, I mean, maybe you have an extra car or boat, or like something that needs to be discussed and talked about, like perhaps this is not the time for that. Knight of Swords, it's like you're worried that when you tell this person that they're gonna fly off the handle, or like receive it poorly, and it's going to start some sort of you know unrest in the home, like a dispute of some sort. And it's like these are your fears about it, right? These are your fears, but also, like it's time to be direct. Whoever is getting this message, this is saying that it's like finally time to be direct about the matter. Like, we're money doesn't grow on trees. is what I'm getting. And so, like, maybe I feel like this is something you've been tiptoeing around, um, and haven't like been direct about it, straightforward. So there's a need to like, you know, be direct no matter how people are going to take it, because these are just fears, and I think that like with this card, this is something that you can accomplish. There's a lot of ways to go about it. Here, let me see here. Let me get some cards on the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, because it's like you're definitely the breadwinner of the family, and like you've been doing everything on your own, and and even though like you're very abundant and you're growing, but it's taking its toll, right? And like people, I think it's like they also don't see how you were affected by it, or they just don't think about how you're affected by it here. And yeah, and with the moon card, there is definitely something could come to light at this time. It could be like, some bills you weren't expecting, or, student loans, or something coming across, an expenditure, a new car, maybe if one, you know, was in a wreck or something, a new car, like, it's something like this, so that it's like, you know, yeah, and you're anticipating this happening. So you're on the right track here. Um, and it's your dream. This like the page here. He holds this fish in his cup because this is like a dream he's nurturing. You also have dreams for yourself, um, and dreams of things that you want to accomplish here. And so that's why maybe too that you need to tell people it's like, you know, like it could even be as simple as like you need to do your part around the house so I can have more time to work on my side hustle or new business, right? And it's about like, yeah, you've been tippy toeing and it's not the time to do it anymore because you need to also express your boundaries. And being, the breadwinner or a parent like that, it's easy for people to take that for granted, that it's like just expected of you to expend that much energy. But, you know, you also want something for yourself. You also want to nurture like the stability, this new project, this new way of earning income. I'll pick that up in a minute. And yeah, and so like this is a really good time, like by having this discussion and like making a budgeted plan, and also maybe like making a shared household chores type of thing. Maybe some people can cook certain nights, or how about with the gardening, or you know, cleaning, something like that. You know what I'm getting at here. It will allow you to go through this portal here, this like garden gate, and to like step into the future, think about the future, because as the breadwinner, you also like this success affects the whole family, and like everybody's abundance will be increased by this. And I think maybe that's the point, that like will be great to drive this home to your family, um, so that they see that this isn't just like a selfish thing that you're doing for you. This is also something you're trying to grow for the family, right? What was this card? Oh, two aces. Holla. So this is also, it brings you a lot of peace to have this discussion. And I think you're going to be surprised about the amount of like emotional outpour that your family has when they realize like how difficult like this has been for you. And like, so it'll bring you a lot of peace and an emotional beginning of a new emotional fulfillment, because like, really with relationships, communication is key. And like not everybody is a mind reader, and so if you've been kind of keeping this in for a while, it's just saying like now is the time to have this discussion, and people will take it favorably. And also I'm getting that this project is also something that is going to be very emotionally rewarding for you, and something that it makes your life more meaningful, right? And that's why you want to do this, and that's why it's coming in for you, right? Because like, you have been, you know, pouring out this energy, and now it's time to receive some of it. Now it's time to be the recipient of this energy, right? Let's see here. Anything else? This was a good reading. I don't know what else we need to hear here. Any last advice, Spirit? What is your advice, Spirit? King of Swords. Ah, okay. So I'm getting that, this is for your partner to step up to the plate. You guys are very aligned, and I'm also getting that, you guys, this conversation is going to go very, very well. It's going to be well received, like your intentions to spend more time doing something, and your partner is going to be on board and step up to the plate. So yeah, like there really is nothing to be afraid of, right? Like nurture your dream, because it's like bringing you some really amazing things here. This is so exciting. I am really excited for you. Yeah, and I think you're going to be surprised at how easy this conversation ends up being. And, they may even say, like, oh, I've been thinking about this for a while, or, how can we help? Like, this is, they may even want to help with the new idea, and, like, give their time towards that, helping you with the new idea, business stability. At the very least, everybody is, like, wanting to pitch in, and it goes really, really well for you. So, like, yeah, yeah, and it's confidence boosting too when you have your family stand behind you, about this idea, and like they really, have your back, and they're supportive, and they, this is great, mom or dad, like I think you should go for it. Like, so it kind of gets everybody excited here. What's on the bottom of the deck? Yeah, it's it's going to be hard work, but it's not going to be as hard as like you think. Like, it's going to be fun, fulfilling work. Like, it's not going to take you away from the family, but draw you in closer. And yeah, this was wonderful. And if you like this reading, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks. Bye.